Hello. So, I wanted to make a recording, a run, that I don't know why I have my timer running. Okay, but I wanted to record a run and generally commentate what goes on in my mind during this, and then try to explain some of the tricks and stuff I do. Let's get started. So, mashing start skips a cutscene here, which is just the intro cutscene if you ever let the game run. Choose my character name, all menuing. Name is important because it gives you a section ID, or color ID, whatever you want to call it, that kind of depicts what items, or sets what items that you're more likely to get. I use the color ID Viridia because higher chance for a weapon called a shot to drop, which is kind of necessary for going fast. It doesn't really matter what one you do, but I'm increasing my chances to the maximum potential. So right there, I tried to do a skip, 3 to 5-ish frame window. I missed. Saves 4 seconds, you don't talk to that guy. You skip 14 menus. So, right after I talk to him, you see me dropping everything, and I changed my message speed to very fast. Makes menus move much, much quicker. Now I'll be talking to a lady. And she loves to talk about techers. And for very good reason. Like, techers are the lords and saviors of this run. Game, I don't know. Techer doesn't do anything in this run. So you bring her over here. You don't buy something, because that would mess up your set account. And I tap left 4 times and up once. You hear the steps of my character 3 times. Go to this lady, sweet talk her into giving you more money than you actually have. So the idea behind this glitch is don't mess up and don't press B. As long as you aren't bad at menus like I am, this should be easy. And I'm doing an extra 2 times for safety. Alright, so I usually just stick with the 36 to 39,000. There's not really any reason to go beyond that for a normal run attempt, because you want to equip as many sabers as you can. I stick with 23 because any more is just silly, and it doesn't help that much. A few damage ranges for normal attacks, but unnecessary. So this is where turning the menus to very fast comes into play. Because of how duping and stacking works, you can only mash at a certain speed, and changing the menus to very fast causes the menus to blink out nearly instantly, which allows you to mash a little faster. Optimally, you can get every other saber stacked like this. And that's 23. Buy some antidotes, because antidotes will be important for the mag. And yeah, that's how this is set up. So, weapon stacking, you just have a bunch of weapons equipped, as you notice. And this is how I set up for the next area. Split, and bam, that's kind of poopy. But yeah. So, I'm 16.7 seconds behind the world record. The reason I'm going to be showing world record splits is I want to show how difficult it is to run against world record time. I normally do runs comparing just to average splits, because those are all over the place. They don't stay anywhere. But yeah, so this is where after stacking and duping is where RNG comes into play. I got good RNG by getting the shortest Forest 1 map. Maps are kind of the big part of this run, alongside just being good at the game and not messing up. Maps are where your biggest time saves or losses are going to come from. So, for Forest 1 and Forest 2, for all Forest and all Caves, there are 3 different maps that you can get. And for Forest 1 and 2, there are, well, specifically Forest 1 actually, there are 2 very bad maps. And then this map. This map is 1 minute shorter than the other 2 Forest 1 maps. And you could probably see why. You just clear 2 rooms and you're literally at the exit. And now I'm only 16.6 seconds behind world record. If my setup wasn't so poor, I'd probably be on a better pace. But that's what happens when you try to explain duping and setup while at the same time talking. At least for me, I can't do it. I can't really explain it until after I've done it. Too much processing power. So, this Forest 2 is the average Forest 2, the middle ground of the good and the bad map. So, it's alright. Forest 2 really isn't a reset point because the worst map is only like, what, 9 seconds longer than the short map, if done correctly. Ah, too soon. There we go. So, for most rooms, you just want to avoid unnecessary enemies and just go for the ones that open the doors. You'll see me take some unnecessary hits sometimes to get in some ridiculous positions to shoot the ones that spawn. Like this room. I walk down the ramp and it spawns 3 extra ones. And, oh, hey, I got the one on first shot. Soul Atomizer, that is good. Soul Atomizer is basically a full heal, if you've ever played Pokemon. It cures all status ailments, except for unconsciousness. Which is nice. I need at least 1 if I get a certain map. But otherwise, I hope to never use them. So for this room, avoid the penguin, the rappy. Avoid the cute thing in the middle. And just demolish everything else. And you'll be good. Kill him too. But no, you just leave him alive so he doesn't spawn extra waves of enemies that you don't need to deal with. Because I got the short map, I can't feed my Meg quite yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. And dead. What's this now? 5%? I don't need it. And I picked it up again anyways, because I got into a bad position. So at this point, I'm not really thinking much of what I'm doing. I'm just going with the flow. So this strat I just kind of made up randomly one day, and it actually seems to work every single time, except for the one time it didn't. Shoot the thing, turn around instantly, shoot the thing. The wolf. He seems to follow you in a straight line up until the moment you stop and shoot the Hildebeer. Which is nice. So here is the first boss, the Dragon. No, not the Dragon, the Dragon. The easy one. And so yeah, you just, I got a little thing there, early Dragon. If you shoot him, the moment his head swings to the farthest side, you can knock him down the earliest possible. You can't really hit him while the first frame you can target him, because there's a thing called mobile evasion, or at least that's what I call it. And basically, what that is while enemies' body parts are moving, attacks will sometimes miss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the obvious time to hit him is when his head's not moving. And yeah. If you had like a rifle, I suppose if you were like absolutely frame perfect, you could probably hit him before he moves. I have never tried it, I don't really care that much too. I don't buy a rifle, and I don't look for weapons. Handgun's fine enough. It has a good enough range for everything you need to do. But yeah, the Dragon, what I did after first phase, he has 2 phases. You can't kill him in the first phase. He has to go into second phase. He just, like, is invincible or has infinite health during the end of first phase or something. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. But I stand by his foot, and then after I kill him, I run to where the teleporter is going to be, or at least where I think it is. I hold a specific direction and count to 5. So what I said about forest maps, having different maps, caves, all of caves 1, 2, and 3 also have 3 different maps that they can get for each stage. But the difference is, for caves, for each caves there are 2 good maps, 1 bad map. This is the bad map. This bad map is the end of the world record pace. So, I'm no longer able to get world record. And that's why I don't compare against world record splits. You'll see it in moments. Or rather, Yeah, I guess moments. I don't actually remember how long it takes me to clear this. Too long, though. I'm gonna be a minute plus behind on the split. Normally what I do for that Grass Assassin is... Grass Assassin. Grass Assassin. There we go. The Grass Assassin, I usually stand where the lilies had spawned in between where they were, and then I just turn blindly and shoot at it. But I didn't, because I wanted to make sure I was going to hit him. I haven't had this map in quite a while. I normally get one of the two good maps because it's a third chance. Oh, that reminds me, RNG for maps. All these maps are set. Okay, slow down here. Try to get position to... Got it. You can get in a straight line between those two enemies and kill them in 2 shots instead of having to take a third or a fourth. That Nano Dragon's a damage range with the weapons I have. It's always going to be a damage range at this level with normal attacks, but Saber plus 1s have a slightly bigger damage range that you need to hit. Whereas if you can get Saber plus 2s from the shop, which I did not. Difference is literally like 30 points of damage, it's not that big. They're not a run stopper. Although if you get normal Sabers without Grinder, then you pretty much have to get a really big hit. And I don't like that, so I only run with Saber plus 1s. Minimum. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. I don't remember what I was just talking about. So if I remember, I will come back to it. I'm trying to think of everything I need to talk about. And made it. So the mag. Mag is kind of important. You may think that, why do you have the mag? It's not like you're going to need him for anything. You'll already, like, one-shot every enemy. Mag is important for 2 reasons. 1, you have invincibility if you level up to minimum 10. Which we will be keeping as a safety backup for the final fight. Which can slaughter you. If you're so unfortunate enough. The second reason is, at level 11, you are 1 ATA away from equipping the weapon called a shot, which we'll be abusing if we do happen to find one soon. And because of this, we feed our mag antidotes to give him, like, right now, I don't need to feed him anymore if I really don't want to, because the 2 dexterity gives me 1 attack accuracy, and that's enough to equip the shot. But I want to grow him to level 10, so he has invincibility that I can abuse for the Falls fight, in case something goes wrong and Falls gets a hit, because we do die in 1 hit to the final boss from every attack. With that said, there is 1 attack that Falls can do that will instantly kill you, regardless of your invincibility. So we just hope that doesn't ever happen. That's happened to me twice in all my runs. It's very, very, very rare. And normally she only does that move when she's about to die because she steals your health. And invincibility doesn't protect you from it, it just takes straight from your health pool, not from your character's hitbox. That's the best way I can describe it. I have been getting phenomenal damage ranges. And... oh boy. I didn't get in the right angle for either of those shots. Normally I kill those in 2 hits each. Yeah. As you can see, I'm already losing time, 30 seconds behind. Unless I get absolutely perfect maps, and I play absolutely perfect, no mistakes, and I gold split every split from now on, this world record is dead. So this has now become a fun run. And if I were any other person, I'd probably reset once I saw this map, because if you're going for world record, there's no reason to continue on a run that can't world record. And bam, there, 59.9 seconds lost, a minute 16 behind. World record is gone. And that's how easily you lose this run. So I stated in Force 2 that Caves 2 has... stated in Force 2 that Force 2 has 3 maps, 1 bad map, 1 good map in the between map, and it's not really a reset point. Neither is Caves 2. Caves 2 also has a bad map. This is the bad map, but it's like 12 seconds longer than the short maps. It's not that bad. You can easily make up 12 seconds. Although if you get them together, it will be slightly difficult to make up that time. Or it could be, I don't know. So what I did there in that room with the slimes, if you put a damaging trap close enough to a slime's spawning location, and then the trap explodes, it will instantly kill them. No one knows why. You can also do that with status effect traps, and the following statuses will affect it. Like, you have freeze traps on my B button, and then you have these confused traps. The effect will affect the slimes as well. It won't kill them, but... like, damaging traps, following that reasoning, damaging traps should damage them, not kill them, but... Sega. So you notice that I'm running through rooms very quickly without slowing down. If you run in close to an enemy, your character will like hesitate or seemingly flinch if you target them at a close range. Or if you see traps. If you can target something, your character will slow down. So that's why you open this menu, or I just hold R most of the time, because I can't target anything. The reason holding R works for me is because of how I have my thing set up. Soul atomizers in the middle, and traps on either A or X, or B or X. Freeze trap on B, damage trap on X. And because traps can't target things, they can't make me slow down when I see traps. Same thing with freeze traps, and soul atomizers don't target anything either. So, now slow down. So if I let go, slow down. It works. You gotta keep an eye on your Meg, because you need to have him level 10 before you exit mines. Or at least that'd be the most appropriate spot to be level 10. It doesn't really matter when you feed him to level 10, as long as you get him to level 10 before you find the shot. And normally you can get those two guys in one shot. I was not standing close enough to the door to do that. I shot early. Oh, come on, turn. Sometimes the controller just does not want to let you turn. Another thing that you'll see in the coming stages, in mines and ruins mostly, when you target enemies that are standing near traps, like these, the traps will always be targeted first. No one knows why. Same thing goes for boxes. If there's enemies in boxes, as long as you can see or target the boxes will most likely get targeted first, which you'll probably see in this next room. There are some cases where if you haven't looked at the boxes yet, they won't be targeted when you turn fire and add an enemy. So if I hadn't looked at these, and then I shot this guy, and I still hadn't looked at these, I'd probably be able to shoot this guy, but... oh hey, just like that! Because normally if I'm looking at that, the box has to be shot first. That's another thing, traps will also overwrite trap locking. Just because I didn't turn... I shot before I completely turned, so it shot the trap that I locked onto first, rather than the one I was aiming at. Because the cursor hadn't fully changed to the one I wanted to shoot. And so, yeah. This Caves 3 is the in-between map of the good and the bad one. However, this in-between map is pretty much identical in time to the good map. So, yeah. The bad map for Caves 3 is not pleasant. You lose close to 30 to 40 seconds, if done well. If done amazingly, you only lose like, what, 25, I think, is the least amount I've ever lost for the longest Caves 3. Compared to these splits. Pretty good. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. Alright, so here, if I hadn't found a soul atomizer yet, I might contemplate in shooting those two boxes and opening that, but that wastes time, so I rather wouldn't. So those two boxes contain a moon atomizer and a soul atomizer guaranteed. So pan arms. The reason this run can go so fast is because of how much damage you have. If you get this map specifically in a run that's glitchless, you're gonna have a bad time with this map. Just because of all the pan arms. I didn't think I was that close. I normally get out of range and line up and shoot them. I missed my timing. I can make it. I made it. Superman, that's all I know. Yeah, so those things won't kill you, but they'll hit you pretty hard. And they're easy to dodge. Do I have a trap? I do not have a trap. I am 32 experience away. I normally put a damaging trap right here. Because you'll see why in a moment. That's why. Oh, sweet. If you stand close enough to a slime as it's moving, it will generally pop out. I didn't think I was that close to make him pop out like that. And with that, I have one last room before the boss. And Meg is now max leveled. I no longer need to feed him. I fed the extra antidote because I picked up an extra antidote, and I need to get it out of my inventory. There's no reason to have it in my inventory. So right there, boxes. If I would have looked left when aiming, there is one of the sharks spawns inside a box. So I didn't look at the box, and I didn't target it. So yeah. It's good to know this. And now for this guy. De Relay. Many people had trouble with this guy as a kid. I'm gonna show you how to wreck him. It's really hard to shoot him right after the cutscene, and if you do it right, you get damage like that. Unfortunately, I was aiming incorrectly and I shot his body instead of his fat mask. And that's important because... oh god. That's important because you kill his mask and then you kill his face before he ever gets a chance to attack with an attack that could possibly hit you and end your life. Also, what I mentioned about mobile evasion applies to him too. So if you shoot right, you can hit him 6 times before he leaves the side after he shoots his things. And dodge, and shoot. I could have made an extra shot there and killed it before having to dodge, but I didn't. But yeah, while he's swimming next to the raft, while he's shooting those little light pellets, you can shoot him 6 times if done correctly, and... my split didn't work, so I'm just gonna skip it because I don't want to fake gold. Oh, look how cute he is! And you're giving me soda, miser. Oh, you look so hungry. Yeah. 6, go. But yeah, so far, well, this run hasn't been entirely bad. One bad map, or well, technically 2, but one terrible map out of the rest. Let's see how Mines goes. So, starting in Mines, the maps work a little bit differently. Instead of 1 and 3, there is now 1 and 6. Or 2 and 6 if you're optimistic. This is not one of them. This is one of the 2 average maps that I will still lose time to, but it won't be very bad comparatively to the bad maps. Sometimes you just gotta check some items, just because you have a feeling it's something that you're not gonna use. I mean... it's what you did when you play casually. No reason to stop. Oops. Alright. Shoot the trap because it's in my way, walk past, and then immediately turn around, I believe. Nope. So I have a weird way of remembering my maps. I connect them room for room, but I don't necessarily remember the enemy spawns. I just kind of react to them. Sometimes I get some rooms mixed up because each room is kind of identical. They're just connected in a different way. So it's like piecing a puzzle together in my mind. I know some other people who run this game just have a map opened up on another monitor, on another screen, and just look at the maps that way. Try and read which one they have and follow it from there. I know. I remember the first room of each layout, and I know exactly how long or short it can be, assuming I don't mess up. And assuming auto-targeting wants to do its thing, I can hit these guys when I'm aiming at them. Like that! And lasers. Lasers. They're not pleasant. They like to shoot them sometimes, and some other times they'll just kind of walk towards you aimlessly. When you have laser shot at you, you're gonna have a bad time. Time for the best enemy in the game, Sinnohs. And I say they're the best enemy because they're not. That was supposed to be sarcasm. I don't know if that came across very well, but Sinnohs are the bane of my existence for one reason, and one reason alone. Episode 2. Episode 2 has Sinnozoas and Sinnozellies. And basically they're exactly the same as those, except bigger, and they turn invisible. And they one-shot you. Those guys could potentially one-shot you if they crit you and you're a low enough level, which with this character you're not. You don't have low enough health to be one-shot by them, even if they crit. So that's fortunate, and I know how to deal with them in Episode 1, even though they act pretty much exactly the same in Episode 2. I cannot deal with them just because they turn invisible and it somehow confuses me. Oh. I don't know why I took my saber out here. Normally I just take out my handgun and shoot them. Especially when they're falling, because falling enemies can be hit while they're falling. Like those Sinnohs. So this room has 2 waves of enemies. Each side of the Gill Chicks is a different wave. I'm pretty sure you don't have to kill all of them to open the door, but I always forget which actual set of enemies I have to kill, so I just end up killing all of them. It doesn't take that much longer, if done right. Sinnoh boxes, everyone. That's what I was talking about when you'll target boxes before enemies. Sometimes it'll get you. Oh, hey. I think I got it right. Kill that one. Yep, I got it right. So it looks like the left side is the one. Oh god. I didn't turn straight, so I could not shoot him. It looked like I targeted a box. I don't know if I actually did or not. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't have the screen turned enough. But yeah, Sinnohs, you can shoot them and not take a hit. Alright, so these guys, only enemies in the room. So I'm just gonna spam souls, run through a slow trap, and run to the door, because they explode when you kill their leader. Saves a bit of time. Alright, so yeah, 35 seconds. That's not bad compared to the other 2 Mines 1s that are worst. The worst one's about 1:30, the other one's close to just a minute. So, yeah. And then for Mines 2, this is one of the average Mines 2. 45 seconds to a minute time loss, if I'm not mistaken. If done suboptimally, maybe? I don't know. I don't really gauge. I know exactly what map it is, and I know it's average. I don't remember exactly the time loss that I will be getting on this map. This is the 3rd fastest, so I probably won't be losing that much time, because my PB, the world record, has the 2nd fastest, which is 20 seconds, or no, even less than that, I think. It's very slow compared to the fastest map. Yeah, I never explained what I've been doing with my mag. Every time I get Photon, I reset it, just so I don't accidentally click it, because that animation is like 5-10 seconds time loss. And there's nothing you can do about it when you accidentally do click it. There we go. I'm checking weapon. Ooh, there we go. So, it doesn't really... I could stick with the handgun the entire rest of the run if I really wanted to. I like changing weapons, though. An autogun increases my damage, and it makes it feel more powerful. It's a completely neutral autogun, though. Completely natural, no effect on it. Once I hit ruins, I will be looking for effect mech guns, and possibly an effect rifle, or sniper, as it'll be called by then. Mostly because percent weapons are very, very powerful weapon stacking. It affects every weapon that you have equipped. Normally what it does is it increases the base weapon's attack power against that type of monster by that amount. but it affects every weapon you have equipped at the time, which is pretty neat. See, you don't actually need to kill the first 2 waves of enemies here. I killed the first one just because, I don't know, I just autopiloted there. And for that one, you have to kill at least 2 of them to get through. And then for these are the only ones you have to kill. Got that one, and I stood close enough for that Sinnoh to not jump at me. And actually missed the Sinnoh beat I was shooting at first because they have invincibility frames while they're still sitting up there, and then they have like a single point of invincibility frames right before and right after they land. I'm not exactly sure how long it lasts. Probably a single frame, could be like 3. I don't know. All I know is I don't like it when I miss because I'm perfectly... doing normal attacks against Sinnohs right as they hit the ground and right before they hit the ground is timed out just well enough where you'll hit the invincibility frames with both Sinnoh boxes, everybody. You can hit both of the times of invincibility on Sinnohs if you're unfortunate to shoot at the first one. And the handgun's normal attack is timed out just well enough to always hit both invincibility with the first and second attack, or second and third as it is for me most of the time. Yeah, at this point, you'll see me start healing to full when I get hit by something, mostly because you can easily die if you get hit more than once. Which I think is pretty common sense. Mech guns. Alright, what do we got? Neutral. Alright. Well, I'll be able to show off the mech guns now. So with weapon stacking, there is a pretty well-known thing. Oh, guild check, I didn't even see you. A pretty well-known thing. As you can see, I have no mag on my character, and I'm not equipping or holding the auto gun, even though I'm shooting with it. I missed. Brand. So yeah, what's happening is I have about right here-ish. The sprites are loaded, as many sprites as they can, so they can't load anymore. And normally that doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect the way you play most of the time. Because you can see I can shoot perfectly fine. The bullets for most guns are loaded on the on your character's sprite itself, or at least the damages. I'm not sure where the bullets are loaded from. This is the only way I know how to explain it, so I don't know if this is completely accurate. If someone ever wants to correct me, feel free, because I would actually like to know what the reasoning is for this. But yeah, for every weapon, every ranged weapon that I know of, for gun weapons at least. Whoops. Whoops! These guys are bad. Oh goodness. Oh gracious me. Just everything shoots fine except mech guns. So what I'm doing is I'm unloading a sprite and reloading a sprite. Yeah, 38 seconds. I was close. I said like, what, 45 to a minute? If played suboptimally. So I unloaded the sprite, and now you can see my auto gun because I reloaded the sprite. I dropped the saber, so I am dropping just a little bit of damage, but the damage is very negligible at this point. Mostly because you don't one-shot everything anymore with normal attacks anyways, and pretty soon you won't be one-shotting everything with heavy attacks. Okay, so this boss, he has like 2 different triggers for his phase. You can deal enough damage to bring his first phase health to 0, or you can kill all the pillars. Because you do a lot of damage, you opt for the health 0. So here are mech guns. Ooh, oh damn. Whoops. I thought I did enough damage to kill him with 4 attacks. I was wrong. I mean, I would have if I did heavy attack, but I didn't. Alright, so that's mech guns. It saves about 4 seconds if you don't mess up like I did. And so here's a new strat that I've been starting to do about 4 or 5 months ago. Ooh, sniper. I checked those boxes specifically because your Viridia, which is why I started using Viridia actually, the boss can drop the next zone's weapons. So that includes a shot, which can be used to rapidly kill everything. You go very, very quick. A shot in the ruins saves anywhere between 30 seconds to a minute, if done well. And depending on the map as well. So I'm gonna drop this auto gun and replace it with a sniper, just because a sniper has longer range, and some of the rooms in the ruins are outside of the range of an auto gun. So now I'm still going to be checking weapons for a shot, mostly weapons dropped by claws and dominions. I will not really check boxes often, unless I'm waiting for something to happen, because most of the time boxes don't do anything for you. They don't drop anything. And so the most likely enemies to drop weapons are the claws, the blue things, and the pink things. And sometimes I think a Del Saber could drop a weapon. Most of the time it's just a monomate or something healing related based on your color ID. So this map is one of the not good maps. That's about as much as I can say. There's two good maps, and then there's my favorite map, which is an average map. And I'm always hoping for the average map because it has one trick that's in no other map in the game. And basically you just kind of walk through a stone. And you skip pressing a button to go past the door. It's a pretty nice trick. So I'm not walking forward here for a reason, because hitting right here will spawn 2 extra enemies. And there they are, and 2 Del Sabers. I don't want to deal with them. They get in the way. And hello, Del Saber. Del Sabers can be difficult to deal with if you don't have range on them, just because most of the time they'll just evade with their stupid claw. Like, come on! Come on! I don't like that. Easiest way to do that is get outside the melee range. They can't evade outside of melee range. They have to walk into melee range to evade. So, if you start a melee attack outside of melee range, you can hit them with a melee attack before they can start evading. It's much easier with guns. Normally, if they're right up against me, if they're grinding me, I take a step back and shoot them. Or you can time out their attacks. You can time out their evasion with the weapons. Melee, it's not that easy, and shooting, it's... You get used to the timing. It's not that hard once you do, but it still can be difficult. Especially if you don't have a fast shooting weapon like a sniper, or a rifle, or a handgun. The timing becomes difficult with a shot, just because there's a small delay between each attack. I've had a couple times where I've been smacked to the ground just because I missed time and attack. So this room would be done already if I had a shot. Just because I would have two-shot them, I have to check that now. Partisan. I'm not having to get any good weapon drops this run. So yeah. Oh yeah, you can just run under Del Saber's jump. That's why I always run straight towards them if they're in jumping range. Because if they do jump, they will just pass you. Surprisingly, that only seems to work for me in Episode 1. In Episode 2, I get absolutely destroyed if I run towards them while they're jumping. Also, claws are a little bit of a hassle. And because I got snipped by one, I didn't want to take a chance. Barrel rolls will one-shot you. If they shoot their fist at you, you will die. Shot. Here we go. Here's where the fun begins. Now, the only other weapon I need are mech guns with dark percent, but I won't be actively looking for them because I just have mech guns already. Alright, and if there's a single enemy, it's faster to shoot with that. So, I don't need the saber anymore because I will be mostly using the shot. So I like to keep my inventory very organized the way I have it, just so I can shot, this, and mech guns are always one down. But I know some players don't bother with that. They just leave it in their inventory as is. I cannot stand that. That's a pet peeve of mine. This is pretty much as fast as the run will be going now. You just line everything up properly, except for the one that decided to not walk towards us. And not open the menu for 4 times? You cancel out attack damage by opening a menu that doesn't allow you to do any action. So, I just nearly got smacked. Smackdown! Don't worry, it's just all RNG manipulation. Even though the maps are already set and I can't change what map I'll be getting next, it's just RNG manipulation for the next map. Okay, walk back up here, close 2 waves of claws. heavy attack first because I know I can't hit them. I don't know why I do a heavy attack first every time thinking I can hit them the moment they spawn. You can't. So I'm now level 14, which means I can reset my mag without ever dropping my shot. And the only difference that makes is if I would be lower than level 14, if I unequip my mag and then re-equip it, the sprite for the mag loads instead of the weapons, which means I'd have to fix the sprite again for the mech guns. Which is really weird. I don't understand that. Okay, so Ruins 2. This is usually where runs, good runs go to die. And the reason I say that is there are 3 good maps. There are 3 maps that are nearly identical in time across the board for the best map. It's really hard to say which one is the fastest when you have a shot. If you don't have a shot, there is definitely one that's just the fastest, and it's not this one. But yeah, these are all generally... The 3 good maps are generally really close to each other for fastest map. And then there's just one god-awful map that's about 2 minutes slower even with a shot, just because you have so many rooms you need to run through. It's so bad. And before I just started doing no reset runs forever, because you really can't just no reset run for great maps. It gets boring after a while watching Forest 1 over and over and over. I would always reset at the bad ruins too. Always. Always, always, always. I stopped doing that, but I still want to. It's just, I don't like that map at all. I don't think anyone does, to be honest. I want to check these, and they're close enough. Staff. Alright, well, I got a mono grinder. Oh, jeez, really? 4 early walking? Ugh. So my strat there is to shoot the, I don't think they were early walkers. I just think that was a really late spawn for some reason. But normally I shoot the Chaos Bringer, and then I run through all of them. And then they get hit by a Confuse Trap and just leave me alone. That didn't work this time because I think the Bringer spawned incredibly late. So I still got him killed, but I got smacked in the end, which makes me lose time. Pretty much. That's what it comes down to. Oh, I'm not in the right spot. If I'm behind this guy, I can shoot them all before they shoot me. Okay, maybe you can't. I don't remember. Well, you get most of them, and you're at the range for one. That should be it. Do a little twirl. Show my moves on the catwalk. On the catwalk. Do a little turn on the catwalk. I don't know the song. Oh yeah, those traps are like poison or paralyzed, and you can't be paralyzed as a cast, which is a nice bonus. So you don't need to worry about it much. So this room, killing that bull claw, the giant claw thingy that just died, spawns an extra wave of enemies you don't need to kill. I'm gonna kill them all, just because I have a shot, I don't care. I can hit everything, so I can't afford the time. Assuming I remember which enemies actually spawn the right enemy. Shot plus 2. Shot plus 2! Double shot power. There he is. That's what I mean by timing your attacks can be difficult with a shot, because of the delay. I would have hit him if I hadn't used the shot. Actually, no, I wouldn't have. I still would have gotten hit because I would have targeted the boxes first. Little difficult. The shot just very slow in shooting, but it's very powerful when you're at the right distance. Dodge. Dodge. Okay, I'm gonna spawn the Del Sabers, just so I don't have to deal with them later. And shoot. I'm just gonna get rid of them and spawn the extra enemies that I don't need to deal with. There's no reason, just go ahead. And then here, claws will spawn, and that guy's gonna hit me in the same move. That's unfortunate. Okay, now a Chaos Bringer. I'm just gonna leave the shot on so I can't get... Oh hey, they're changing spots again. I could use the sniper then. I thought they were gonna start charging their laser. So yeah, 2 seconds. I easily could have made that up if I would have not gotten smacked by that Dominion. And that's why Runes 2 is very hard and very easy. And this is a rare opportunity to say this is the fastest Runes 3 map. I've used to get this all the time, but since the 46 world record, I do not anymore. So this is a very rare thing. Very good. Let's see if I actually remember the layout. I haven't gotten this in so long. And it'll be a Bellera and Sorcerer. Kill it. Go. Doesn't look like I'll be getting a different mech guns anytime soon. Oh, I got stuck in him. Okay, so the sorcerers are kind of dangerous in that they will one-shot you up until about level 15. And that's only because their magic attack is so strong. Rafoi is kind of broken this early in the game. Oops, camera, please. Camera kind of got pushed against the wall, which made it difficult for me to actually aim where I wanted to, since movement is based on the camera's angle most of the time. So it turned me more than it wanted to when it hit the wall, and I didn't expect the camera turn. Oh hey, I forgot! Location, other subjects. So, remember what I was telling you about how the Tekker is our Lord and Savior? Well, the Tekker is hard. I can go one step further. Tekker is the hardest. And because of that, I lost track of where I was walking. I forgot I didn't shoot that thing. Worth it, in my opinion. Very worth it. Arrgh! It always aims to one of them. So now I gotta waste a little time walking so I don't get smacked by this guy, who can still one-shot you with his fist if you're unlucky enough. It requires you to get crit, which can very easily happen. At this level with no armor. I'm still not wearing any armor. I'm all natural. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. There's one. Okay, I guess it wasn't. I thought I heard him charging up his arm. Or maybe he was. I don't know. But now I have definite material. I know I'm probably going to make someone mad by saying it like that, but that's how I say it. Defense material is definitely material. I normally just walk past and then shoot the bringer from behind. I didn't do that this time. I got lost in a thought of definite material. Belras. Am I close enough? Yes, I am. Uh-oh! And that's why I always reset my mag, except for this room, and I wanted to use my soul atomizer, but I wasted my photon instead. So now I am... Oh god. Don't get hit. Don't get hit. Okay. So, I'm in now a very bad position, where if Falls chooses to, she can absolutely destroy me if I am so unfortunate enough to not kill her before she moves. The chance of that actually happening is probably better than it should be with as long as I've been running this game. But yeah, that's why you don't use Photon Attack. And I tried to use... I didn't expect to get hit by the Confuse Trap. I didn't expect it to be a Confuse Trap. I had completely forgotten what kind of traps those even were. Just because I usually don't get hit by them. And I didn't realize I had full Photon just because I'd probably been running with that for so long that it was just like, okay, I haven't hit Photon invincibility for some time now. I probably must not be invincible. Or it must not have full Photon. That is exactly what I was thinking. Is that what happened? So 25%, I'm probably going to hit like bare minimum of 30 before Falls. Wish me luck! Okay, this is where the run dies. Or succeeds. And it's only 4 minutes behind world record pace. Actually, I don't know how I lost a minute there, considering... I lost 40 seconds. 10 of that was probably the Photon. And the other 20, other 30 was just me playing bad, because I did so many unoptimal movements. And I keep telling people that this game isn't all RNG. Like, yeah, maps are going to give you a big time loss or time save, but with the exact same maps, with the exact same last map, I still lost 40 seconds because I wasn't playing well. 40 seconds to bad gameplay. This is why I say everyone needs to practice who runs this game. Exactly why. So, phase 1. Nothing much that can go wrong here, other than I miss like that. And now I'm in a bad angle, so let's hope I don't miss phase 2. This is where things get tense. Time to clench the booty. Got it. Relief. 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 Yeah, this is an average run. Technically, this is an above average run because I got decent maps. And I'll show that in time right as the screen goes dark, because that's when character timer stops. But yeah, that was 50-42. That is a good run. That is faster than the second place run for the leaderboards. Second place being like 51-10, 51-11, something like that. Yeah. This is why I don't compare against world record splits, because you're hardly ever going to be on the exact same map seed as world record did. In fact, my world record was actually just a de-rusting run that I happened to get perfect maps for. Not perfect, there are a couple maps that I can improve on. Mainly Mines 1, I can get a map that's 10 to 20 seconds faster. And Mines 2, I can get the absolute fastest map, which is probably faster by, I say another 20 seconds to 30 seconds. So it's like almost a minute right there. If I were to compare against, yeah, these are my personal best segments. So the sum of best is like a 44 something. If you want to actually do math. Like 43.59 or something, it looks like. I don't know. I don't math well. But this is why I compare against average splits. Look how green those are. Look how pretty it is. And look at that Runes 3 split. I saved a minute and 8 seconds because of fastest Runes 3 on average splits. But I lost 40 seconds to PB because I played, like, garbage. Probably mostly garbage because... Oh, not only garbage. My PB also had, was that my PB run? I don't remember. I had a 48 before this, and a 46 is the current. And I think my 48 had a shot that had 55% dark, so I literally one-shot everything. Minimum damage with a heavy attack was 500, which is enough to kill everything in one hit up until falls. Pretty much enough to kill everything. I forget if that actually one-shots Belrose. I'm sure it does, but I don't feel like thinking about it. Yeah. This is a good run. Bad runs with very bad maps can go anywhere between 43 to 48 minutes, depending on how well I play, and depending how well practiced I am with the map sets. Because, yeah, you don't get every map every single run. And even doing runs repeatedly, you can still get seeds that don't give you every single map. Just like I stated before, the Runes 3 was the best Runes 3 there was, and I haven't gotten that in months. So I may know the route, I don't remember where the enemy spawned, and I reacted poorly to them. I was far away from doors when I was killing the mobs. I took extra shots when I shouldn't have had to because I aimed wrong. Plenty of reasons why I had bad movement. Plenty of reasons to not make excuses even though I am. I don't actually know. But no, the bad movement and just not aiming properly is where a lot of that time lost for the Runes 3 came from. But that was a good falls, especially when I accidentally used my Photon invincibility trying to use my Solid Miser. That's one drawback, I guess you could say, about the way I have my menus set, is if you try to do something like that, and you have full Photon 2 rooms before the final boss. Yeah. Right. If I wouldn't have had mech guns, I can honestly say that she probably would have killed me. Just because it takes 9, 10, 11, about 12 hits, and if you're shooting with a sniper or a handgun, the attacks don't come out as quickly as mech guns do. Mech guns are pretty much only useful against falls, because if you have a shot for any other boss, every boss in Episode 1 up to falls has multiple hit points. Falls is the only one with a single attack point that you can target. At least in Phase 2. And Phase 0 and Phase 1, the Dar vents that you can shoot with a shot, yeah, that really helps. In Phase 2, I'm guessing if you get like into some miraculous spot, you could probably hit 2 of the heads with a shot once, and then the shot would auto-target to one of the heads. Or if you have a high enough Gifoe, I suppose you could hit all of them. Or a Ruffoy, for that matter, I think, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a Force user. I don't use magic often. All I know is he's weak to certain magic in certain phases. Ooh. Right. So that was an average run for PSO Any %. I'm trying to remember if there's anything I didn't cover. But I don't know. I'm sure there's something I missed, but I'm sure I'll fix my commentary at some point. But I gotta say, that is a pretty good looking run. So thanks everyone who watches this video. Peace.